Hello. Today we're going to look at some cyclic charge-discharge data of a 2032 button cell. Typically when you look at charge-discharge data, what you're going to be interested in is capacity versus cycle number. But our software allows you to save, our acquisition software allows you to save raw data in addition to just calculating capacity per cycle or per step. If you choose to save the raw data, you can choose to save all of your raw data, or you can choose to save every nth cycle, or you could choose to save after perhaps your capacity dropped by a significant amount. In this instance, I chose to save every fifth cycle. And so if you want to look at the individual charge or discharge steps, or every fifth charge or discharge steps, it's really very easy to do. So as I said, normally you're looking at capacity versus cycle, but if you want to pull up the raw data, you click on cyclic charge discharge and then open secondary raw charge discharge data. Click on that and it will take you into the charge discharge folder where all the data are saved. So we can see here I had roughly 71 cycles completed. So I'm going to go to the beginning and I'm going to click on charge number 1 and charge discharge discharge number 1. I click open and I'm given the choice to either open these files separately or I can overlay them and then choose a primary file. I'm going to overlay them in this instance and I'm going to make the charge the primary data file. And so what we could see here is that the charge, the first charge, was much shorter than the discharge. We end up plotting voltage and current versus time. And so I charged at 20 milliamps and I was discharging at minus 40 milliamps. If I want to plot these, so now right now this is just in relative time, but if I wanted to plot them in real time from the beginning of the experiment, I could click on the show curve selector and then I can click real time for my x-axis. And so we can see then what that looks like. So initially we had this charge which went up to 4.2 volts, and then we have this gap in here, and what this gap is actually during this period of time I had EIS, a galvanostatic EIS running I had galvanostatic EIS running, and so that's why you see this gap here. And so if you wanted to, then you could load up more charge discharge raw data files and plot them in a variety of ways. If you wanted to change the way that you see, if you go back to the capacity versus cycle number and you wanted to change the way that you view change your units, you can change capacity. Instead of amp hours, you could choose coulombs, or you can even come up with your own capacity factor that you might like to view. If you wanted to, if you're viewing instead of capacity, perhaps you're viewing energy, and you wanted to see energy units differently, you can also do that. So you can change units for energy instead of joules. It could be watt hours, or you could come up with your own one. So there's a lot of flexibility built into Analyst to allow you to evaluate your charge-discharge data.